why should we go out there and take the risk on these startups versus just having bigger companies? What would you say that?
Well, every company was once a startup, and we only okay. Well, what I could say is that so I've been doing, before we started doing our podcast, I was doing my one called Not Done Yet, and I'm interviewing high performing founders, right? And these were like badasses. These are people who've IPO'd multiple times. These are people I interviewed one of the founding team members of Firefly, the rocket company, that's leading the charge alongside people like SpaceX. And there was times where they were just going to fail. They were out of money. They're out of our business, but they kept on going. So where was I going with that? It was going that like, yeah, not all these businesses do succeed, or they do really massively succeed, and you don't even know who the heck they are. Like you have no idea who they are. You wouldn't see these people. A lot of these people are quite modest. They're walking down the street and they're multi-millionaires, and you've never heard of their company. So we can't always look at companies that we've heard of and look at Apple and look at Dropbox or Google or whatever, and look at these big unicorn IPOs that happen. There's a bunch of IPOs you've never heard of. There's a bunch of companies that make no money on their acquisition, but that intellectual property and tech goes into another company and gets built into something much bigger and grows that company into something much bigger, and you'll never know.